policies. Like, just, I think the reason why I say leader and not politician or not even specifically president is uh, this is the time. You know, when the Constitution was written, that was an innovation. Now, the world is innovated all around our political system, but we haven't innovated and simplified our political system. So I met with this gentleman, Sam, one of the founders of Y Combinator. So Y Combinator a is a contract that my friend, the head of Dropbox, use, and that a lot of tech guys use, and it's a standardized deal. So one of the ideas I had when I was as I'm in this process of innovating, I'm not in war with the music industry. It's just it's time for us to innovate, and we need to have contracts that make sense with exactly how we sell music. So, you know, people every vicinity, and that's like every 20 years. That's like the decade is 10, vicinity is 20, and as you see now, it's like the world is just stopped for a second, and there's an opportunity to look and say, what are the things we need? What are the things we don't need? So I don't know if you saw when I posted my contract, I had 10 contracts that kept on putting me inside a labyrinth. And there's things that we don't need. Now, I believe that the distribution partner that the label is, like Prince would go and say, oh, we don't need the distribution partner, especially if Prince was, you know, really alive and thriving in this internet era. I'm the kind of person where I'm not trying to go and eliminate anyone's job. So record labels are afraid of saying, okay, we're going to hand over the distribution completely to you guys, which is, you know, that's a possibility. There's a way where both parties can be happy and that these infrastructural partners can be of service to the influencer, to the artist. Like, these deals can be flipped in a way that they're just more fair.
That nigga said a lot right there. I kind of pride myself on like being like a Kanye whisperer. What I mean by that is a lot of people be saying that he says crazy shit, but a lot of times when he's talking, I'm like, yo, it makes a whole lot of sense to me. And even people in my social circle, like I'm able to give them a point of view like, yo, well, why he just say it like that? Because that's just not how his brain works. But right here, and I saved this clip. Like, this is a clip that I wanted to highlight and talk about. I'm watching this shit. I'm like, man, god damn. Like, this nigga went like 8 different directions, but he came back. He came back like he always does. Like I said, if you haven't watched that interview, go watch the Joe Rogan Kanye interview. It's really, really good. I'm going to break this down for y'all. My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond. My name is Dorian from Group82Music.com, and right here we got Kanye West talking about how contracts can be more fair for record labels. So Kanye went all over the place, but what he was basically saying is that in the record business, in the music business, it's the most unfair contract in any sort of commerce. You heard him talk about Y Combinator. What Y Combinator essentially is, it's a venture capitalist firm that helps incubate these huge tech companies. So let's say you have an idea like Facebook, like Snapchat, like Google, like Amazon, like Dropbox. Y Combinator is a bunch of rich motherfuckers that got money and they live in Silicon Valley, which is San Francisco, that area. And they bring you apply to get into Y Combinators, kind of like Harvard. And once you get in, now we're going to give you funding and we're going to give you all the resources to help scale your idea to the next Apple, to the next Amazon, to the next Facebook, to the next Google. And Y Combinator is almost like getting into Harvard. So once you get into Y Combinator, it's like a stamp. Like when you're on Shark Tank, it's a stamp. It's like when you sign to Rock Nation, it's a stamp. Right? You get a Dr. Dre or Kanye West or Pharrell beat or Metro beat, it's a stamp, right? And so a lot of people want that. Even in that regard, where they're dealing with billions and billions of dollars, these monumental companies that, like Kanye said, every 20 years shift how we react and behave amongst each other. Even they have extremely fair contracts. Why the fuck doesn't the music business have a fair contract? Like Kanye said, the music industry thinks that if they become fair, they're going to lose their jobs. And guess what? You are. A lot of y'all lost your jobs already. Anybody that follows music business news, you know they're constantly replacing presidents and execs at these music companies. That's just how it is. But these music labels, they would much rather take the masters and just hold on to that shit and deal with all the bullshit that comes with being unfair because they got the masters and they can exploit those in perpetuity, make money off of them, as opposed to finding a way to support the artist, or like what Kanye said, support the influencer, where everybody can get rich. Very similar to what Y Combinator has done. This is why you need to build a brand. Because you can control how the music industry is going to react. Like Kanye said, every 20 years, things going to shift. We're in 2020 right now. We're in COVID. Niggas shut the fuck down. 20 years ago, it was Y2K. Shit was shutting the fuck down, right? And 2040 is going to be something else. I wasn't around 1980. I don't know. I think that's when Reagan rolls up. So that's pre-Reaganomics. Pretty sure things shifted at that time too. The only thing that has lasted since then, let's go back to 1980, are people who have built brands. If you have built a brand and you innovated and you adapted to the technology, you can't lose. You won't lose. I am more concerned about building the brand of Dorian, building the brand of Group 82 than anything else. I love making music. That's something that's sacred to me. That's something that I'm gonna do just for me. I got people that like my music. I got people that don't like my music. To be 100% completely honest, I don't care either way. I'm gonna make the art I wanna make. I'm gonna put it out, period. Because I do that for me. I'm building a brand. Because when you have a brand, you have influence. When you have influence, now you can make decisions. And a lot of people use their influence for bad. That's not what I'm gonna do. Because I don't have malintent in my heart. I just wanna help motherfuckers. I don't know where it comes from, I just do. And the more influence I have, the bigger my brand is, the more people I can help. And that's recession proof. And that's technology proof. And that's everything proof. A strong brand lasts forever. Jesus Christ has a brand. Adolf Hitler has a brand. When I said both of those names, what you think of? That's their brand. And there's nothing that Jesus Christ or Adolf Hitler can do to change their brand ever again. You need to establish your brand. Those of us that are building a brand right now, that are posting content right now every single day, that are investing in our craft right now, we're going to win out, and our families are going to be milking that shit 100 years from now. Those y'all that just sit around fucking complaining and bitching and talking shit in the comments, you're not accomplishing nothing. You're making yourself feel good for a slight moment after you press send, after you hit enter, after you get done being angry on your phone or on the computer, and your life is still the same. And your family didn't gain nothing from that. Start doing shit that's gonna help your family. Stop doing shit that's just a temporary dopamine rush because you hate your life. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.
Don't never take a breather, and you not a better cheater, cause she better though. But show, better not stare when I grab your waist.
Okay, okay.
Rubbing on your booty, cause I want a little taste.
Locate, locate.
Chicken when I step.
Group82music.com.